Good morning from a very cold and I assume it's going to be wet day at Thorpe Park for my first theme park challenge. Let's go. So the challenge today is made up of costs and prices. So it's called the £20 challenge. What it is every ride has a value that I've given them, and then I decide what rides I'm going to go on for a total of £20. I will insert the picture now so you can have a look. So the first ride I'm going to go on is Vortex. That's going to cost me £3, leaving me £17 for the rest of the day. This is always a ride I like to do at the start because it just gets the adrenaline pumping and it's not too much. And obviously having just had breakfast, let's take it easy to start with. So yeah, let's go to Vortex. So yeah, just done Vortex. You can see from the hair it's a little bit windswept. I like to do that at the start, just because it gives my body like a little nudge to say, this is what you're up for today, this is what you got to do, and to see how it reacts. Did okay. It was harder than I remember. It was a bit tight around the chest, so it was kind of like restrictive, but I guess I'm a bit bigger, obviously with lockdown and everything else. So, but no, other than that, it was all enjoyable. I really enjoyed that one, and it just sets me set up for the rest of the day. So yeah, on to the next. So I've just headed over to Saw as a potential for my next go, but it's delayed at the moment, and the reason they're given is due to deep cleaning. I haven't seen it go for 5 minutes. I've been trying to get some footage of it, so I don't know what they're deep cleaning, but it hasn't moved at all. So looking at a list, I think we're gonna have to figure something else. So gonna head around the park, see what the queue times are like, just get a feel for what we want to do next. So it's just started to rain quite heavily. I'm going to try and check out Nemesis. That's £4 on my thing, so that'll take it up to £7, leaving me £13 to spend after that. So let's go and see what the queue time's like. I think it's about 20 minutes or so, so it shouldn't be too long. So the rain got a bit heavier, so instead of standing out in the rain queuing for 20 minutes, I'm just trying to try and find some shelter somewhere and wait for the rain to die down a little bit. Obviously with the indoor attractions are all closed, so there's nowhere to really take shelter other than quite literally taking shelter. So give it a little bit, try and find some stuff to do, and then hopefully once it dies down we'll be able to get in some queues. Just looked at the queue times and Swarm is 5 minutes, so I can't miss out opportunity. That is my favourite ride here, so I'm going to go and do that. Don't care if it's raining. Let's go. So I've just done Swarm. I love that ride. That to me is the best ride in the UK, if not one of the best rides I've ever been on. Just from the theming, the anticipation, the excitement it builds, the music, just everything about it. And then the ride itself, the comfort factor, the fact it's a winged coaster as well, and there's not many of those around. And yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it. And I wish I could go on it again. When I got off, there was no one in the queue and I could have gone again, but obviously the challenge is that I can only go on the amount of money I spend. So another one where I wish I probably didn't pick the challenge today and I could have just gone on what I wanted, because that was, yeah, I love that. Brilliant. Stealth's the ride I'm gutted. It's not going to make the list today, just purely purely because it's a £5, and there's the other two, Saw and Swarm, just tip it for me. They're just a bit better. So unfortunately it's not going to make the cut today, but it's hard because it is a good one. It is a really good one. So hard not to go on stealth. I turned up and it was a 5-minute queue time, but it's just not on the list. That was painful. Getting a bit hungry now, so I'm going to try and find something to eat. Not really sure what I fancy. I always go for KFC or Burger King, and I want to try something a bit different, something maybe that Thorpe Park do. I heard there was like a grill place that does some German sausage, so I'm going to go and find that. No pun intended. Couldn't find the grill place, but I found somewhere a little bit better. I found the veggie box. I'm going to get a halloumi wrap. So just finished lunch. That was okay. It was a halloumi wrap, but it was basically like eating salad. Once you got through the halloumi, which was a little bit on top, it was just a halloumi wrap. And I probably got it around my mouth. I think I had my mask as well, which I've just realised. But yeah, it was alright. Let's go and do some more rides though. For me, there's only one ride to do after lunch, and that's the rapids. I love the rapids, and obviously after just eating, as with Vortex, get you back into the swing of things. Just a nice gentle stroll, and then you go from there. Timed it perfectly because it's now raining, and obviously this is a ride where I'm sat outside for about 10-15 minutes. So I'm going to be absolutely soaked, but let's go. I got absolutely soaked on that for two reasons. One, it's still raining, so I got soaked because of that. And the other one, because I was on my own, and obviously because of COVID,
please remain seated,
where I was like weighing down the boat. I'm not skinny, so I was weighing down the boat, and every time we'd hit something, it'd be me, because the boat would naturally pivot towards me. So every wave, everything, it just hit me and went down my back. So maybe not a good idea, but I do still love it. So that brings my total spend for the challenge up to £10. So that's the halfway point. It gets a bit trickier from here now because I have to start thinking about it, and I could end up needing to go on one of the small rides for £1, which I don't really want to do, but there's a few I do want to go on. So I think I'm going to have a look at Nemesis now and see what Nemesis is like, see what the queue time is, and hopefully go on that. So did Nemesis, walked up, and it was a 10-minute queue, so I jumped on that. So that's another £4, so that takes me up to 14, leaving me 6 left. I like Nemesis. I do think it's the type of ride that is a dying though. Like it seems a little bit old now. They can definitely do something better, and I think that style of ride will be the one to close, or definitely get renewed in some way. So it's nice though, I like it. It's not my favourite, but it's just a different type of ride that I really enjoy. So I just went on Saw, bringing the total to £19. I went up to it and it was a 20-minute wait, and it's pretty much been the best it's been all day, so I jumped on that. I love that ride. I did feel like my brain was shaking around in my head, which I don't normally remember having, but it felt a little bit more juddery than normal, but still a great ride. Theming's amazing. I'm still surprised that they decided a horror movie theme. I still don't understand what they were thinking when they did that. I know obviously horror is not for everyone, it's not particularly my cup of tea, but as a ride, I think it's fantastic. Good concept. The drop, obviously the vertical drop, I hate going up it, but I love coming down it. So, but no, it's one of the best, which that leaves me with £1 to spend. So I'm gonna have to go on something I would call for babies or children, which I'm gonna have a look at the list and see which one I'm gonna do. But I do that, and then the challenge is done, and that's it. I can't go on anything else. I spent my £20, and that's the challenge over. So looks like we're going to be heading out relatively soon. The park is so quiet today. I mean, queue times wise, Saw is the only thing that's relatively stayed around sort of 20 minutes. Everything else has been 5-10 minutes all day. I'm walking down the entrance towards Saw now, and there's no one heading my direction. There's no one behind me. and it's only about 2:30 in the afternoon, so the weather's not been that bad. It's rained a bit, and it's been a bit cold, but all in all, I'm very, very surprised that it's quiet as it is. But considering my first vlog and the nervousness and the awkwardness around people, I've enjoyed it. It's made it a lot easier for me to find quiet spots to do it. Hopefully, as I go on, I'll get more used to it, but for now, it's quite nice just to be able to be on my own and not have everyone around me. So flying fish done, that wraps it up. That's my £20 spent. Flying fish was a bit of a throwback. I remember going on that one again when the original Thorpe Park ride. I haven't been on it for years and years, and it's quite fun actually. It's really quicker than I remember. But it went around quite a few times, and by that point I was a bit like, I'm done now. That's enough. Get me off. I'm feeling a bit sick. That'll do. But yeah, I'm going to go and have a little wander around, see what else there is to do that doesn't involve going on the rides, because obviously I've hit my budget. But I might go in some shops and see what there is to maybe take home some gifts, and see what the new merchandise is like. So the heavy rain has started again, so I think that's me done. I'm going to check out the mega store on the way back through, see if there's anything worth buying in there. I went in the mega store in the park and there was a few things that I quite liked, but then I might grab one of those on the way out. But other than that, that's me done for today. As you can see, I'm getting extremely wet. I apologise for how nervous and how awkward it might have been at the start of this vlog. It is a brand new thing for me. It's something I've wanted to do for a while now. Give me an excuse to get out and about. I am missing my girlfriend and my dog at home, but it was still nice to be out here and doing this. So like I said, we managed to get the £20 challenge done. £5 for Swarm, £5 for Saw, £4 for Nemesis, £1 for the flying fish. Forgot what else I went on now. It's been a long day. I can't remember, but as you've seen in the video, I've had a great time. It's been great fun, and I'm really intrigued to know what else people would do on there with their money. How would you spend your £20 if you had it, or 15 if you had it? Depending on how much money you had, set yourself a target, and yeah, just go with that and see what you do.